The Sean Combs P. Diddy trial in New York City. What do you think? I'm white. I'm male. Just pointing that out in case there's any ambiguity regarding my personal opinion. The question isn't about power per se and its consequences, especially regarding the lives of celebrities with tons of money and influence. The question in this trial is really, what are the boundaries of government? Everyone knows that P. Diddy was doing freak-offs. And the people involved in these activities, come on, seriously, knew what they were doing and knew what they were getting themselves into. Now, you could also say that many of the women, especially the two women who were part of this trial, were coerced. Clearly, abuse was happening. Don't get me wrong. These women were abused. Full stop. But as far as I can tell, and I'm no lawyer, but P. Diddy, Sean Combs, is up against sex trafficking and RICO-style racketeering charges, the stuff they throw against a mobster for running a criminal organization. Now, again, from what I can tell, I'm not sitting there on the jury, and I'm not trying to downplay in any way the suffering of the women involved with this, the suffering of anyone involved with this. But what I'm pointing out is the difficulty of trying to define the role of government in our lives. Because what's really going on here is the government is coming in and prosecuting this celebrity with tons of money, tons of influence, tons of power, who did sex orgies, who coerced a bunch of people into participating in these freak-offs. I'm not supporting freak-offs, but you're rich. That's your thing. Who is the government to say whether you should freak off or freak on? Was there abuse? Yes. Even the defense is not denying that Sean Combs abused these women. But what they're saying is this doesn't constitute sex trafficking within the purview of RICO. That's it. And that's why this trial is super complicated. And in my humble, non-lawyer, non-litigious opinion, I think the government has overstepped its boundary. Seriously. And again, don't get me wrong. I think the women should be defended and horrible things happen to them. But they knew what was going on too. And how many abusive relationships exist out in the world? Answer, in one form or another, almost all of them. So do I think Sean was behaving like an upstanding citizen? No. Who does? Do I think that people were taken advantage of? Absolutely. But does the government have the right and the authority to come in and bust this guy, to confiscate his shit, to throw him in jail, and now to prosecute him for doing stuff that everyone knew he was doing? And even the women who participated admit that it was consensual to the point where at least they knew what they were doing. This is a tough call. Now, if I would be on the jury, these would be the questions I'm asking. I haven't seen all the evidence, so I can't realistically give my verdict in a vacuum, but this is the question that should be talked about, which is, again, and I'm going to repeat, what are the boundaries for the government, federal or local, to get involved in our lives, especially when you're doing crazy shit that everyone knew you were doing? Let me know. I'm curious what you think. Leave comments below. You don't even have to be nice. I don't care for the same reason. TikTok shouldn't filter comments. The government shouldn't get in our lives unless actual crimes are committed as defined by your case. Bring it on.